Hey friend, hey replay viewers, how are you? It's yours truly, Andrika J. Austin. I go by Coach AJ. I am a master book and business coach who looks cute today. Y'all pop on here to see my earrings and my bracelets with good energy, etc. But I love helping women just like you confidently convert conversations to clients, cash, checks, and credit cards. Happy holidays. Did you catch my live yesterday where I talked about an awesome money-making idea for the holidays? Come closer, I'm going to tell you what it is. Let me whisper. Write your book. So for those of you new and almost authors, put that in air quotes and bunny ears. Those of you who are aspiring to write your story, tell your testimony, finally get out and start launching your ministry, and you want to make some money from it, you got some information that'll really help someone else, it's time to write that book. That is the secret and the number one way some people always succeed in working for themselves. I'm going to tell you more in a minute. Let me take a sip of hot chocolate. So yeah, peace, love, and coffee. I'm drinking some hot chocolate because it's cold here in Hotlanta today. A little bit colder than it was this time yesterday, I think. But anywho, a lot of you guys asked me about my background. Thank you so much for complimenting it. It looks a lot better than white wall to me. So my coach enforced that I had to up my game with my lives, and that's what I did. And you guys love it. I love it too because it matches my personality, and gold is my color, as you can see. My earrings, my eyeshadow, that's me. So the number one way that some people always succeed in business, or it looks like they're succeeding when it comes to working for themselves, is that they know the importance of something known as content. Content, C-O-N-T-E-N-T. Some people know that as soon as you get certified as a new coach, or decide you're going to launch a business and be out on your own as a small business owner or entrepreneur, or you're going to just do an extension or like another branch or an extended arm of your business or your ministry, they know it's about content. Content, in my definition, now let me look up what Webster says and then I'll tell you guys my definition. Let's see. What is content? Let me give you the politically correct definition. Content is confused as content. So maybe, okay, don't see it on here like I want to say it. So I'm going to give you my definition. Content is information, also known as intellectual property, meaning anything that comes from here, anything between your two ears that comes from here, and you write it down, you record it, you put it in a book. That's content. So people who succeed in working for themselves or launching out to their next phase in ministry, they know how important it is to record their thoughts, record their ideas. And let me give you a little secret and a hint. It's not your journal entry. It's not your therapy session. It's not your childhood diary. Recording your thoughts, your intellectual property, which ends up being content, is, let me give you a quick example. You guys love my story. So 10 years ago, as I was leaving divorce court and walking down the hall to get on the elevator, I pushed the down button and then I stepped on, and my phone in my purse began to ring. And as the doors to the elevator start to close, I seen my now ex-husband for the last time, and I took a chance and answered my phone. And I'm so glad I did, because it was my cousin calling to tell me that my mom had just passed away. Yeah. So here I am, dissolving one part of my life and heading to deal with the death of my mother. That's two D's, the dissolving of one life, or a marriage, shall I say, and the death of my mother. Well, a few days after that, I got a call that my job downsized. That's another D. Divorce, death, downsized. Which led to one more D, and that was depression. Because imagine, you're thinking, hey, I just got rid of or dissolved a marriage. I'm about to start my life again. I'm going to be single, saved, sexy, and satisfied. You know, I'm going to live my life. Ring, ring. Another part of your world needs your attention immediately. And then a few days later, ring, ring, another part of your world just crashed. So yeah, I remember I found myself sitting at the top of my steps in my home, curled up in a ball, because my doctor insisted that I get on antidepressants. And at that point, I did not consider myself depressed. But when she said, Miss Austin, how's your day? And I just and let it all go, because this was how my day was. She knew it was time for a change. And she said, I know you don't like being on medications if you don't feel like you should, but I know you should. So I took the medications. I was still depressed. I mean, couldn't get out of the bed, and something deep within me that knew the strength of Andrika J. Austin. My name literally means in Greek, strong and courageous. Strong and courageous was not sitting at the top of the stairs, balled up in a corner. So something in me, that strength, that courage said, girl, you got to wean yourself off this medication. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I'm not telling anyone to take matters into their own hands. This is what worked for me. So when I weaned myself off the medication, I realized, you know what? I'm not going to be sad because of a divorce. My mother had a beautiful life here, impacted hundreds of people. They still walk up to me today and say, you look just like your mom. And let me tell you what she did for me. And I know you don't know me, but your mom was so proud of you. We have conversations about her all the time. Okay, so that's the divorce. The divorce is gone. The death of my mother is handled. The downsizing of the job actually opened up an opportunity. The depression is now handled because I'm feeling better. My inner personality was fighting the drug of the antidepressant, saying you got to get off. So I got off of that. And when I found myself back in this, all of this is how crazy I've been all my life. Ask my high school friends. This is just a natural high. Okay. When I realized that, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. This is a clean slate for me to start the business that I would literally sit in my cubicle at that 9-to-5 job that had just been downsized and dream about. I wanted to be anywhere but where I was from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. sitting in that cubicle talking to complaining customers on the hotline. Okay. So that was my aha moment. That was my awakening moment to say, you know what? Go to some networking events, connect with some business owners, see what it's like to have your own business. Hey, Jade. Hey, Cassandra. See what it's like to start your own business. So I wasn't one of you guys who say, you know what, God is leading me. I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to quit my job and start my business. No, my life dissolved before my very eyes. And this was my opportunity to see if I really wanted to live the life that I had always dreamed of sitting in that cubicle. So I went to the Douglas County Chamber, which is literally right up the street from where I am now here in my home office, connected with some business leaders there. I attended lots of networking events, talked to lots of women, and I asked questions because I'm like, let me see, do I launch out and do my own thing with my small business? Because I had been doing that on the side on the weekends anyway. I was like, should I really commit to full time now that I have the time? Or should I go look for another job to replace the one that was just downsized? And believe me, I tried to look for another job to replace that one, but the second job downsized as well. So that was my clue. That was my hint. That was God's push to me to say, you ain't got to leap. You're there. And the more women that I talked to, they would give me their titles and tell me what they did in their business and how long they've been in business and the accolades and the degrees and the certificates and the awards and where they've been seen. I know you guys see these websites that say, as seen on NBC, ABC, CBS. They gave me all of that. And again, that strength and that courage that lives within, that my name literally means in the Greek language, strong and courageous, said, tap, tap, tap on my heart. And she whispered to me, my inner voice saying, something ain't right. All they're doing is bragging on themselves. It's got to be something deeper. Why do their clients hire them? Why do their clients sign up to do business with them? Why can they say that they've been in business as long as they have for themselves full time? Because that's what you're trying to do. Well, I remember taking a coaching class and we talked about something called messaging. And out of everything that this class taught, because it really taught you how to make your first $100,000 in business, and it gave you all of the core components that you needed to have in place in your business to make this type of money. When we got to the part about messaging, I fell in love, because that to me sung the song of you need to tell your story. And it instantly resonated with me because look at all I had through. death, divorce, downsize, depression. What else? I had been homeless, but that's for another day. But this was all a part of my story. And the part of the coaching course on messaging spoke to my heart out of everything. And I decided, you know what? Instead of just launching out into business, and I, at that point, had decided I wanted to work with women in business because, again, I had a business for a little bit. And so I knew what I was doing a little bit on the side. And I felt like I had something to offer women in business. I said, I'm going to just take just this little part about messaging and see how I can help women to get beyond just their titles and their taglines and their bios and their certifications and their degrees and their accomplishments and the accolades, the achievements. Let me help them get to the core of who they are, because they're boring me and other people I see walking away from them at networking events, or they just jam their business card in your hands, and most of the business cards get jammed into someone else's pocket and never looked at again. And of course, no connection is made. So because I had been through so much and I knew I had a story to tell, when I learned how to tell my story in the messaging part of growing my company, I said, this is the missing link for women in business. So coming up at the top of January, I'm going to be teaching a whole lot about messaging and storytelling, because a lot of you guys reach out to me to say, AJ, your testimony is so deep. I want to tell my story. And I say, well, I tell my story, but if you look at my story, it's a method to it. And it's what I call messaging magic. And the magic is an acronym, 5 letters, MAGIC, which stands for marketing, aligning, guiding, inspiring, and converting. So when your story, your testimony, what you really do in your business and why you're so passionate about what you do that allows you to be successful in business like most people are, they've learned the value of content. They've learned the value of their story. But when you tell a story, it has to be magical. It has to market what you do. Everything I just shared with you guys is a marketing strategy that teaches you more about who I am, what I do, why you should care, and how I can help you. It aligns. Your message needs to align. So my message aligns with my life and my story and my journey. And now me taking women on their own journey, helping them to align their stories with what they do and why they do it beyond the tagline. Then it guides. A story always guides, meaning it leads your listeners somewhere. So my story just led you through my journey and my path of what I've been through, how I got to where I am. And now you know what I do, which is messaging magic, helping you tell your story in a formulaic way that also does the I am magic, which is inspires. Everybody that listens to my story says, AJ, that's so inspirational. Your story is so powerful. How did you make it through that? Can you come talk to my group? Can you share your story with me? I want 4 copies of your book because somebody else needs to hear this story. That's inspiring. And then finally, that C in magic stands for convert. That means that after this live and after you hear my story and after anyone hears your story, they should check out a website. My website, bit.ly/2018writer, is where you can get help telling your story from cover to cover. That's literally what I do in a 2.5-hour program where you'll hear me coach 4 additional ladies through their story. And that converts or gives a call to action. That means you give someone the next step. Your next step with me is over at bit.ly/2018writer. It's literally just pinned in the comments. So all you have to do is click it. You don't even have to type it in your browser unless you're using 2 different platforms like a laptop and a phone. But what's your call to action? How do you convert? Are you selling someone? Are you adding them to your email list? Do you want them to call you, email you, come to your next event, sign up for something? You have to have a call to action. And when your message markets, aligns, guides, inspires, and converts, you now have messaging magic. You're now one of the very few who are always successful in working for themselves. You now have content, because notice my 5-part magic formula is content for the rest of 2019. So I'm going to be teaching you magic, how to tell your story in a formulaic way, making sure that it has a point, which leads to you having content, and it leads you to being one of those who are successful at always working for themselves, because you know how to capture that information, package it along with your story, and sell it out to someone who needs to hear it or even share it. A lot of people give away their books just to help someone else out. So if you have questions, I would be happy to help you out. I'm going to take a look at the live from my laptop because sometimes Facebook just shows me the numbers bouncing of you guys tuning in with me. So I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything as I take another sip of hot chocolate. All right, let me see if I see any questions. By the way, if you're watching the replay recording of this broadcast, feel free to put your questions or comments in the comment box below, and I'm happy to engage with you. Now, let me answer a few quick questions that I've been getting in my inbox recently. Over at bit.ly/2018writer is where you can get your hands instantly on a 2.5-hour digital course where I'm teaching you things like the 11 crucial parts of every self-published book. I'm giving you my template and my formula for telling your story, like I just shared with you guys as I told you my story. You'll get to hear my story again and see how I did it. Then I'm giving you marketing magic ideas, how to share your story in your book, tell people about it, get them to prepay, and get press in the media, public attention before your book is even released, and so much more information. I've worked with 2 publishers, an indie publisher, myself, and 2 different people who start at $14,000 and go to $50,000 for what I'm teaching you for $47 over at bit.ly/2018writer. Someone asked if it was unlimited access to the call. It is unlimited. You literally click on it, download it to your phone or your laptop or computer, and you have it forever. But you'll always have the link that accesses this file as well. What was the other question? Someone asked, how long is it? It's 2.5 hours. Someone asked what the cost was. It is $47. It's going up to $67 very soon because the book I've been telling you guys about that is being added to this course is very close to being added to the course. So you want to get your hands on it before the price goes up. What was the other question? There is, someone in my network, she says she's 70 years old. She says, I love your page. You're always inspiring. And she wanted to know what type of authors this program is good for. This program is good for new and aspiring authors, people who have never written a book, or if you've written a book and it did not give you the results that you needed, like my book here, Secrets of a Socialprenista. I love bragging on her because she brought in over $15,000. So if you're not that author who made those 5 figures or more with your book, head over to bit.ly/2018writer. Also, one of my clients, Pixie Lee, she wrote a book this time last year. She put her story in it. She sold 350 copies in her first 6 months. She sent her book out, copies of it, to major studios like Steve Harvey and Ellen DeGeneres, and she's awaiting her response as we speak. She also was just connected by myself and one of my colleagues with her first $5,000 client to help him tell his story. So she's serving as a ghostwriter. Now, my job as a 10-time author, a bestseller, I'm an award-winning author. My goal is to help you get to your first $25,000 as a new author. So if you have not hit those numbers, if you have not had the type of success that I've had, that the clients have had, that I've served, head over to bit.ly/2018writer. Get your hands on the $47 course. Get help with telling your story in the formulaic, magical way that I just shared with you guys. Hear my story all over again. Get the template. Plus, I'm giving away 2 bonuses, and it's all in the same portal where I give you 2 templates for literally how to write your book. Everything from what the introduction should look like, chapters 1 through 10, 12, how many ever chapters you want to write. I tell you what should go in these chapters and how to make sure that your book is magical, that it markets, aligns, guides, inspires, and converts. And it is, I hate overusing this word, but literally the format that I am using for book number 10 that I will be working on now. I'm staring at the paperwork to my right, and it's how you can join myself, my clients, and everyone else you know who always succeeds in working for themselves. Put your content together. A lot of you say, AJ, I started writing my book, but I got stuck. It's because you're not writing your book with a magical formula. Let me help you. Meet me over at bit.ly/2018writer. Put your questions and comments below, or feel free to send me a message on Facebook here in the inbox. And if I feel like the writing course is something that is a resource that'll help you, I'm going to send you over to bit.ly/2018writer. You'll get your hands on the $47 course. And then if you have questions about the course directly, I'm in the inbox, happy to help. And for those of you who have scheduled VIP sessions here in the new office with me, I'm excited for you to be here with me. Remember, there's someone somewhere waiting on you, friend, to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs. Because it's when you let your light shine, you give others permission to do the same. Want to know more about my book writing VIP sessions where you can be here live with me or live in the mastermind here in Douglasville, Georgia? Head over to bit.ly/2018writer. I'll meet you there or in the inbox. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. Bye, y'all.